Here are the crucial things to know about sugar when baking. Have you ever wondered what's really the difference between light brown sugar and dark brown sugar? Let's find out. They're both simply made from a refined sugar similar to granulated, but it has varying levels of molasses. Light brown sugar, also known as golden brown sugar, is going to have about 3.5% molasses added to it. This is going to give a less pronounced caramel-like flavor. Dark brown sugar has 6.5% molasses, giving you a robust, strong caramel-like taste. They're both great to add to cakes, cookies, and muffins, giving a more depth of sweetness and interesting flavor. They're both very hygroscopic, which means they're going to attract moisture, keeping those baked goods nice and soft over a long period of time. You can use them interchangeably to about 1/4 cup. Otherwise, as you get higher in levels, you're going to start to taste a difference in the texture, color, and flavor. The way you measure brown sugar can totally impact the taste and texture of your baked good. Let me show you the proper way to do it. Brown sugar contains molasses and moisture, so it's really sticky and they don't sit uniformly together, so it's really important to pack it. Place the brown sugar in your dry measuring cup, then pack it down. This presses the sugar granules tightly together, just like granulated sugar. This packing process removes air pockets of the uneven granules. Pack it with enough force. The top of the brown sugar should be flush with the top of the measuring cup. You know you've done it right when it comes out as the shape of the measuring cup. Properly packed brown sugar should weigh the same amount as granulated sugar. For 1 cup, it should be 7 ounces. Once you've opened up a bag of brown sugar, here's the best way to store it. To keep the brown sugar soft, transfer it to a heavy-duty resealable plastic bag. Remove as much air as possible. This is going to prevent it from hardening over time. Alternatively, place it in an airtight container. This has a nice plastic seal to keep the air out. For longer-term storage, try using a terracotta sugar saver. The porous material is going to soak up water so that the brown sugar can slowly absorb the moisture, keeping it nice and soft. All you have to do is add it to some water and let it soak for 20 minutes. Whoa, you could hear it soaking up that water. Blot dry the surface so it's not wet. Add directly on top of the brown sugar. This should keep it soft for about 3 to 6 months. Do not store in the refrigerator. The sugar is very hygroscopic and the refrigerator is very humid, so it could pick up moisture, causing it to liquefy in some areas. Instead, store in a cool, dry place. Oh no, my brown sugar is totally hardened. But you know what? I've got a few tricks to soften it quickly. Add a slice of bread to the lumpy brown sugar. If you've got about a day, this works really well. The brown sugar will start to pull away the moisture from the bread, making it nice and soft because it's hygroscopic. Don't forget to remove the bread once the brown sugar gets soft because you don't want it to get moldy. Apples, oranges for pie. Transfer the brown sugar to a resealable plastic bag or bowl. Then just add a slice or 2 on top. Seal it up and let it sit for about 8 to 24 hours. Make sure to discard the apple slices once the brown sugar is softened. If it's hardened into a brick or a puck, you can grate it. Set the grater over a bowl and just carefully grate. Breaks down nicely. You could also add the clumps to a food processor and pulse until it breaks down. Ready in seconds. Use the oven to warm up the brown sugar so that it's easy to break apart. Just place it in a pie dish. Warm at 250 degrees for about 5 minutes. Check every few minutes, breaking it down with a fork. This is going to be hot, so let it cool down before using. For a quick microwave method, place a damp paper towel on top of the clumped sugar. The moisture from the towel is going to steam and the sugar will absorb it. Microwave in 10-second intervals. Break apart with a fork in between until no longer clumpy. Don't microwave the brown sugar too long, you don't want it to melt. Let me know if there's a method that you like to use that I haven't mentioned. Ooh, I'm gonna make some chocolate chip cookies. I need brown sugar. Oh, hey babe, can you grab me the brown sugar?
Sure.
Thanks.
Ooh, I think we're out.
You know what? It's okay. I've got a substitute for that. Here's the ratio you're going to use. To every 1 cup of granulated sugar, add 1 tablespoon of molasses for light brown sugar or 2 tablespoons of molasses for dark brown sugar. You can add this directly to your recipe or use a food processor. Just add in the sugar and the molasses. Just pulse until combined. scrape down the sides in between as the molasses could get stuck to the sides. Wow! Just grab the amount you need for your recipe. If you don't have molasses, you can use pure maple syrup. It just won't be as strong in flavor. Can you substitute brown sugar for granulated sugar in baked goods? Let's find out. The main difference is that brown sugar contains molasses, giving it its characteristic color, more depth and flavor, and extra moisture. It also gives a hint of caramel flavor and a beautiful golden hue on your baked goods. You can use brown sugar as a one-to-one replacement for granulated. This is really good if you have quick breads like muffins where you want to retain moisture and have a soft crumb. Stick to white sugar if you want really crisp cookies, or if you're making a cake that you want the crumb to be a little bit more dry. Oftentimes, cookies has a combination of both types of sugars so that you get that nice crisp edge, but soft and chewy center. Just know that if you're completely replacing granulated sugar for brown, you will get a darker color on your products. Oh, hey, what's up? Oh, hey, Jess, I'm making this recipe for meringues and it's calling for castor sugar or superfine sugar. What is that? All I have is granulated. Oh, hey, don't stress out about it. All it is granulated sugar that's been ground down into tinier crystals. That's it. Oh, thanks. That sounds really easy. I'll give it a try. You can totally make this at home. All you have to do is add it to a food processor and blend on high speed for about 15 to 30 seconds. Okay, I have everything I need to give it a try. Thanks. No problem. I'm gonna add the sugar to the food processor. Now I'm going to process it until it's fine, but not as fine as powdered sugar. Here we go. Okay, that took about 30 seconds. Not bad at all. Ooh, a little bit dusty. Wow, this is super fine and really easy to make. Ooh, now I can make my meringues. You know, I just learned how easy it is to make superfine sugar, but you know, I wonder if I kept processing it, would I make powdered sugar? Let's give it a try. Since we need thinner blades for a powdery texture, I'm gonna break out my blender. Add 1 cup of granulated sugar, and I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of cornstarch to prevent clumping. The sugar, Jess told me, is super hygroscopic, so that means it likes to pick up moisture, and we don't want that. Let's blend this until it's light and fluffy. There we go! Okay, that took about a minute, the moment of truth. Check it out! Homemade powdered sugar in just a minute. Wow, let me know in the comments below if you've ever made powdered sugar before.